Hi. It's unscripted, but I do want to take another second to thank David Rusev, who has been a big part of helping me find my purpose here at WACD. So thank you, David. Love you. Okay, now we're ready. Hello to my friends, fellow graduates, spectral presences, and family. The first thing I want to do today is congratulate you. I want to emphasize that you are here not because of UCLA, but frankly, almost entirely in spite of UCLA. So congratulations. When I got the email inviting me to deliver this speech, I was thrilled, not just because of the honor, but because I thought it came with a check, like a real fat check with a comma in it. As it turns out, my bank account is not richer for this experience, but my spirit is also not. So I will take this moment to remind you, as you venture into the professional artistic world, please read the fine print on your contracts before you accept the job. But jokes aside, I am thrilled to be here, legitimately. It is an honor. I actually did my undergrad from UCLA, primarily at the Department of World Arts and Culture's Dance. Yes, yes. That's right, underfunded department, yes. Thank you. Initially, I was a double major in neuroscience and dance, which was a difficult balance, considering one of those degrees was about studying the brain, and the other was about completely losing it. So that was difficult. That was hard. And it took me 3 years of trying to negotiate that balance to realize that I truly and urgently wanted to pursue dance. Not because I was particularly good at it, but because I was failing more honestly at it. I know it's hard to believe now since I've learned myself so good, but I failed a significant number of classes in my first 3 years here. Truly an astounding amount. It was amazing to watch my professors' faces just change when the length of my name did not match the percentage on any of my test scores. Yeah, I failed a passing amount. Not because I couldn't do math, but because I really didn't want to be doing math. And it took a long time for that to add up. I chose dance because failure in dance didn't make me panic. It actually made me curious. And over time, I started realizing that failure is really not in opposition to success, but the curriculum for building it. Failure, when it isn't weaponized, can be a clearing. Nations fail their people regularly, as we are witnessing in this moment. They fail to protect, to house, to feed, and they call it policy. But failure, legitimate, real failure, the kind you own and the kind that is honest, is incredibly important. It's an invitation to notice what doesn't work, to ask why, and to reimagine what could work. If you can recognize your own failure, not as a verdict of your character, but as information, then you're already doing something our politicians often refuse to do, which is tell the truth. And from that truth, something new will certainly grow. So I hope you fail authentically and in ways that help you see the architecture of harm. Not just the brokenness of a thing, but the way it was built to try and break you. Let your honest failure teach you to recognize dishonest ones, the systemic kinds that dress up as neutrality. Honest and upward failure has made me more confident in calling myself an artist, or as my South Asian side still sometimes insists, a failed neuroscientist with truly excellent turnout. It's very good. You can see it here. It's excellent. And in that spirit of failure, I don't know what to tell you about this moment that continues failing us. While ICE agents are separating families and snatching civilians off the street, while the National Guard and the Marines have been deployed in Los Angeles, while Gaza continues burning, while we sit in an institution that not a year ago sent armed police to detain, arrest, and assault its own students for protesting genocide. I'm speaking to a class of graduates who entered UCLA on the cusp of a pandemic and spent their student years watching the world fray, many of whom also had their rights violated by the very institution handing them a diploma today. I won't pretend these things don't exist in our consciousness. Frankly, I can't do that if I'm being honest. I also know you, though, graduates of the School of the Arts and Architecture, have never shied away from reality. If anything, you've turned it inside out and worn it like a cape. You're not here because you always knew what you were doing, but because, ironically, you realized how to not know louder. And not knowing is important. We live in a country where the highest office can be occupied by someone who knows astoundingly little. I don't bring him up to compare because you are not like him. I bring him up as a benchmark of how low the bar is. If he can ascend to that level with what he doesn't know, imagine what you can do, armed with everything UCLA hasn't taught you. If he can do this with no discernible skills, imagine what you might do with your actual abilities, your actual care, your actual vision. You will dismantle empires, and because you are artists, you will do it with flavor and criticality and collectivity, and with enough stamina to ask better questions than people who do claim to know things. Frankly, I'm deliciously excited for what you're about to do. You've spent your time here figuring out how to make meaning when the language runs out, how to name what hurts without killing the joy. So I hope you celebrate yourselves. I hope you rest. I hope you make something so juicy, someone in power has to lie about it. I hope you remain ungovernable, and I hope you keep failing fruitfully again and again and again. This concludes your institutional gaslighting. Thank you, and congratulations to you, graduates of the class of 2025.